Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Neva and this is my cozy little corner of the internet where we talk all things book, cozy hobbies, cozy games, crafts, all the cozy things that you can think of. And we also do some planning here and there. So hello, welcome. So today we are going to be doing my November TBR game. This is one of my favorite things to do for the month. I absolutely love it. So if you are new here, welcome. And if you are not, welcome back. But I'm going to explain really quick how my TBR game works, because even if you have joined in like the last couple of months, I have not done my TBR game since August. So the last TBR game that I played on the channel was August, but I did play it in September and October. I basically did one TBR for the entire 2 months, and I'm going to be honest, I failed it. So we're not even really going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. I think I earn a little teeny tiny bit of money, but it's not really enough to even talk about. I think I read like 2, maybe 3 books out of the like 10 that I was supposed to read. So the way this game works is I have a series of wheels. So we start with the number wheel that tells us how many books that we will be spinning for. Then we spin the prompt wheel. So when we spin the prompt wheel, depending on the prompt will depend on if there is a corresponding wheel. So I'm going to you'll see it as we play, but we are going to start with the number wheel. Like I said, I'm not really going to go over any books that we read in the months of September or October. Hopefully I will have a graphic up for Instagram for both of those months come the next couple of weeks, but we're not really going to go over it because it doesn't really matter. So we're going to basically start fresh for November. So for me, November is a fresh start to the year. November is when I was born. I was born November 8th. And so I like to use November as my personal start of a new year. That's how I like to do it. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to just completely start fresh now for November. I'm very excited for this. And so let's go ahead and do spin number 1 with our number wheel, not our prompt wheel. But let's go spin how many books we're going to be getting for the month of November. Okay, so spin number 1 is a big book, which is 600 plus pages. Also, I did take some notes over here, so if you see me looking over, that is why. So big book, 600 plus pages. And for that one, this was actually really hard to find on my physical TBR. I try to stick to physical TBR as much as I can because I do need to get these books read down off of my TBR cart. But I did find one, and my copy of Ashes of the Sun by Django Wexler has over 600 pages in it. And so that is what we're going to be using. Let me move you back a little bit. So sorry. But that is what we are going to be using for this prompt. So this is a book that I need to read. It's been on my TBR. I actually have the second one as well. Brittany gave me this for my birthday last year, and then Brianna gave me the second one for my birthday, which was so nice of them. So I do need to get this read, and so I'm hoping to get it read in the month of November. I've not been in a fantasy mood, but I'm hoping that now that it's cold outside and that we're moving into fall and like truly into fall weather, that I will want to pick this up. So that is our first book. Let's go ahead and do spin number 2. Okay, so for spin number 2, we got a YouTuber favorite or a booktuber favorite. I just put YouTuber favorites. I think because most of the YouTubers I watch, even if they are crafters like diamond painters, they still read. So it doesn't really matter. But the one that I'm picking for that is Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields. This is also a Brittany favorite. This is a Brittany pick, Brittany fave. So I know that this was one of Brittany's favorites, and it's also a book that is on my fall TBR. So I really want to get this done. Both this one and Ashes of the Sun are on my fall TBR, just because that's when I tend to read fantasy books. So I don't really know anything about this one either. Don't really know anything about Ashes of the Sun, to be honest. I just know that Brittany loved them. So I guess both of these are booktuber favorites, but I counted Ashes for the 600 plus page prompt. And so this one is the one we are going to be doing next, which is Honey Witch. I don't have this physically, so lots of Kindles today. All right, let's go ahead and do spin number 3.
From the moment we held on to things we cannot see, I would cross the sky for...
Okay, so for spin number 3 was an owned Kindle book, and then you also saw me spin the Kindle wheel. Like, these are all of the Kindle books that I own, and so for that one, it picked Death Trap by M. William Phelps. So M. William Phelps writes true crime novels. I'm not sure what this one is about. It says whatever Jessica wanted, Jessica got, even murder. So I'm guessing that this is like some kind of like teen murder thing. I don't know, but it's a murder book. It's a true crime book. I know that a lot of these true crime books I bought years and years and years ago, and then some of them I've read and some of them I have not. I do not remember reading this one, but I do like M. William Phelps. I've read some of his stuff before, so I really do like his books. So that's what we're going to be reading is Death Trap. So we got a nonfiction in there. Super fun. All right, so let's go ahead and do spin number 4. All right, so for spin number 4, we got continuous series. So I pulled again from my physical book cart, my TBR cart. That's what I'm trying to say. These books behind me are all read books. So, and the books on this shelf are series. So yes, I pull my physical books, I pull straight from my TBR cart. They do not make it onto a shelf until they are read. And so for continuous series, I'm going to be continuing the Souls trilogy by Harley LaRue, mostly because I know that Harley LaRue just dropped a new book and I really want to read it, but I need to finish this series first. So I'm going to be reading book 2 of the Souls trilogy called Her Soul for Revenge. This one I know is following Juniper and Zane. And Juniper, we meet her in Her Soul to Take, which is the first book. We meet her because she talks about how the family, like the bad family in Her Soul to Take, tried to use her as a sacrifice. And so I believe this is her story around that and what the aftermath of what happened afterwards. So that's what we're reading. We're going to read this one, Her Soul for Revenge. And it didn't take me a full year to get to book 2. So yay for me. All right, so let's do spin number 5. Okay, for spin number 5, I needed an owned physical book, which is great. So I'm finally going to add this one to my TBR, and I'm actually going to read it. I keep adding it to TBRs because my brother keeps asking me to read it, but they're never part of official TBRs. So if he watches this by chance, he is subscribed to my channel, then he will see that this is officially on the TBR, and I'm going to be reading it. I actually already have the audiobook reserved at the library. So that is, or at Libby, on Libby, the library, yeah. And that is Nixia. This is by Scott Rankin? I don't know. But Nixia. This is a sci-fi, a YA sci-fi, I do believe. And yes, these are library copies. I believe that they were either bought or replaced. I'm not sure. I think they may have bought them, but I'm holding it far away because it does have my library's name at the top and I don't need to dox myself. So this is the book Nixia We love it. Okay. I don't really know anything about this book other than my brothers and my dad really love this series and they keep yelling at me to read it. And I have all 3 of the books on my TBR cart. And so they need to be read. So we're going to read that one. Nixia. Yay. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do spin number 6.
From the moment we held on to things we cannot see.
Okay, so spin number 6 is I hate, I date, and I don't bake. So obviously you saw me spin the wheel, which gave us a prompt, which was a Stuff Your Kindle Day book. And then you saw me spin my Stuff Your Kindle Day book wheel. Okay, so that's the one that we got. I did read the synopsis on this one. Also, I apologize for any audio changes, but my microphone died and I'm on a bit of a time crunch to film this, so we're just gonna have to deal with it today. I will start plugging in my microphone every night. I always forget. But anyhow, I hate, I date, and I don't bake. This is a rom-com following our main female character who gets fired from her job, and her boss, she gets fired like right as her boss is supposed to be having this big presentation, and things go awry. I believe that they fall in love at some point, but that is what this is. So hopefully I love it. I have had this one for a while, and this one is on Kindle Unlimited. So if I decide that I really like this one, I will continue the series because it is a series. It says it is the Manhattan Svensson Brothers #1. So if I do like this book, I will continue it, but this was a Stuff Your Kindle Day. So let's go ahead and do spin number 7.
From the moment we held on to things we cannot see.
Okay, so spin number 7 was a Kindle Unlimited TBR book, and so you saw me spin and then spin my KU TBR, and for that we got Gifted and Talented by Olivia Blake. Now, this is like the 3rd book by an author. I don't remember if Brittany has actually read Gifted and Talented, but I know that she loves Olivia Blake. So clearly this is November is the TBR of Brittany, because we have so many of Brittany's books on here, like so many of her faves. So, Gifted and Talented, I know nothing about this book. I know literally nothing. I saw that this was on KU and was like, let me grab this so I can read an Olivia Blake book. And so I did. I think it's dark academia. I'm not really sure. I have no idea. I would think with a name like Gifted and Talented, it would be dark academia. It says, money is the family business. Magic is the family curse. So we have money, we have magic, dark academia vibes. I'm ready for it. So Gifted and Talented is our 7th book. So let's go ahead and do spin number 8. Spin number 8 is a free pick. So the way that a free pick works is different than a mood read. So I have 2 different prompts on my wheel. One is free pick, one is mood read. For a mood read, that means that I'm not going to pick, I wouldn't pick a book during this TBR. I basically would just fill it with whatever book struck my mood. However, a free pick does need to be picked during the process of filming the TBR, and so for that one we are going to be reading Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix. Now this one I may choose to just read physically since I do have the physical book, and I could spend a couple of days, especially because I am doing the 75, what is it called? The 75 booked challenge, which is basically 75 hard but for book lovers, and one of the requirements is 45 minutes of reading. You have to have 2 45-minute sessions of reading a day. I could do this one as my no audio book. So I'm thinking about doing that. But Anyhow, it won't take me 75 days to read this, but you know what I'm saying. So this is I believe this is the newest Grady Hendrix. If I'm incorrect, someone will correct me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure this is the newest Grady Hendrix because I've not seen another one come out. He may have one being published, but it hasn't released. So Witchcraft for Wayward Girls, I really want to read this one. And our main character in this, I remember I read part of it, and her name is Neva before they changed her name, and it's so awesome. Anyway, this is following, I think, 4 girls. Yes, 4 girls, Fern, Rose, Zinnia, and Holly, and they are all the Wayward Girls. They've all gotten pregnant out of wedlock, and they have been taken to this house in Florida in order, you know, to be hidden away, because this is the 1970s, and we don't do that, you know what I'm saying? So that's what this is. I'm very excited to read this. I did start this one a few months ago, I think in August, and I just don't remember why I didn't finish it. No, I started this during Amazing Readathon, and I didn't have time to finish it. So we're just going to be starting this one over, but I'm probably just going to have the time of my life with this. I think I will love it. I love Grady Hendrix. How to Sell a Haunted House is my favorite Grady Hendrix book, and that was the one that came out right before this one, and yes, I love Grady Hendrix, so that's what we're going to be reading for my free pick. Spin number 9. Okay, for spin number 9, we got a TBR Veteran. That is a book that's been on my TBR for longer than 1 year. Longer than 1 year. So for that, we are going to be reading It Doesn't Hurt by H.D. Carlton. This book I keep putting off and putting off and putting off, and I need to read it because I actually owe my patrons a smut review on this book. So yay. But we're going to be reading this one through Kindle Unlimited. I don't like the way that the chapters are done in here. Each chapter of the first page looks like this, and I cannot read that. I cannot read it. So we will be reading this, not physically. I will be reading this on my Kindle, but this is Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. I'm going to be honest. If I don't like this book, I don't know that I will be trying any other H.D. Carlton anytime soon. I want to love H.D. Carlton, but so far I've only liked one book by her. I've only liked one book by H.D. Carlton, and that was Phantom. Phantom, I really liked that one. It is a spin-off in the same, like, world universe as the Haunting Adeline books. I did not like those books. I did not. I only read 60% or 69%, yeah, 69% of the first book, and then we DNF'd it, baby. I'm so sorry, H.D. Carlton. Sorry, I wanted to love it. I did. And then I tried the, like, novella, what was it called, like, Satan's Affair? I tried that one, did not like it. Did not like it. I DNF'd it. And that was a novella, and I DNF'd it. And then I read Phantom, and I loved Phantom. Phantom was what I wanted Haunting Adeline to be. So, I'm not saying I won't try her again after I read this, but I will be taking a break. So, Does It Hurt? This one was also given to me by my dear friend Nell for my birthday in 2023. So this has been on my TBR for 2 years. It's got to get read. It's got to go. Okay. And now, our very last spin. Spin number 10. Alright, so for spin number 10, we got BIPOC author. And for that one, it is another physical book off of my TBR. And that is The Blood Trials by N.E. Davenport. I have been wanting to read this. Now, I do know that this is a duology, which I think is why I keep putting it off, because I do not own The Blood Gift, but I want to read this so that I can decide if I need to buy The Blood Gift or not. So, I don't know anything about this. I know it's sci-fi. I know it is fantasy. I know there's, like, a lot of things. I think there might be spice in this, because I think I remember my brother picking this up and, like, turning to, like, a random page and being like, oh, there's a spicy scene in here. But I don't know how spicy it is. I'm pretty sure this is adult. But A Blood Gift. A gift and a secret. Both could get her killed. I'm ready. I'm ready to read this. So, that is my BIPOC author, or my black author, for this vlog. So, or not this vlog, for this TBR. So let me stack my TBR books for you so you can see them all. Of course, we have 2 on my Kindle. Now, I will probably opt to read a lot of these via my Kindle or my, either on my Kindle or on my, as audiobooks. However, I do have them physically if I want to read them that way. So these are all of our books that we will be reading for the month. Let's go through them. So we have Ashes of the Sun. We have Honey Witch, which is on my Kindle. We have Death Trap, which is also on my Kindle. We have Her Soul for Revenge, right here. We have Nixia. We have I Hate, I Bake, and I Don't Date, also on my Kindle. We have Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. We have Does It Hurt? And we have The Blood Trials. So 10 books for the month. I also will be reading arcs throughout the month because it is, I do arcs in November for NetGalley November. So we're going to be doing that. But 10 books on the TBR, I think we can do it. I have faith in us, friends. So that's what we're going to do. So this video is going to go up, and then a day or so later you will see another video where I talk about my readathons. The readathon and the challenge that I will be doing for the month of November. I also am still doing my bingo board for That's What She Read book club, which is hosted by Jess Massey. I am still working on that. I actually need to look at that and see like where I am with that, because I feel like I've probably filled in some of the squares, but I need to go look at that and see what stuff I have finished for that as well. But that is kind of all that I have for you today, friends. Just watch out for the readathon and challenge video that I will be doing and talking about how I'm going to be doing those two things throughout the month of November. Although the challenge is going to go beyond November, it'll go until January, but we will talk about that more later. If you want a little sneak peek at the 75 booked challenge, I do have a post over on Instagram. I posted it actually earlier today on the day that I'm filming this. So if you want to go watch that, or if you want to go see that, obviously you'll have seen this before you saw that, but you may have already seen it, and then congratulations, you got a sneak peek. But that's all I have, friends. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. All of my links are down below. Wish lists, I don't even know what's down there. Wish list, Patreon, all the social medias, all the extra stuff, along with some information about different diamond painting companies that I use, the things that you see the most in my videos. And then also down there is a link to my new diamond painting putty and coverminder if you want to grab a hold of that. Otherwise, that's all I have, friends. Make sure to leave me some kind of a comment down below. Tell me what you're reading for November, or the challenges or readathons that you are participating in. And if you don't really have anything to let me know that you want to tell me, then you can go ahead and leave one of our little secret handshake emojis down below. That is a pink heart or a pink bow. You can leave those down below for us. Actually, you can do any color heart, but I like pink. So pink heart or pink bow down below so that I know that you were here and that you watched until the end. And I will see you all very soon somewhere else on the internet. Bye!